Hey guys, welcome to D Mace's Rant. I'm D Mace, your ranter, and this is the Rant Nation. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So listen, guys, tonight I'm going to be doing a video on my favorite show, one of my favorite shows, The Gilded Age. And I'm going to tell you right at the top, we're spoiling it. So if you have not seen it and you want to see it, get off this right now and come back later and check out this content. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to get ahead and log out. Spoiled. Okay, so let's get right into this. So now you got Agnes and Ada. For those of us who know the story and know the backstory and everything, things are kind of ramping up from the last season. Agnes is now broke. Ada now has money. Agnes was the one who had the money, had the power, had the staff and everything from the money her husband left her. In last season, her son Oscar dwindled everything away trying to get into a business deal that he thought was good, but it was actually a Ponzi scheme. Big Ponzi scheme. He took all his money, X, Y, and Z, took all his mama's money and everything, and she was hot about that. Anyway, so now because of that, they would get rid of lose the house. But now Ada, who just got married in the last season, her husband had some money. He was a preacher, and he had some money stored up. When he died, he gave her the money. So now she is now in power. So now you got to see an Agnes and Ada kind of battling out who's going to be in charge, who's going to tell the staff what to do. And the staff is kind of going crazy. They're like, who do we listen to? Do we listen to Ada? Do we listen to Agnes? Like, who do we listen to? And so they're working through all of that. Ada is now taking on a whole new thing where now she's gotten into this morality thing where it's a group called Temperance. And so they don't believe in drinking, smoking, nothing, unholy, nothing outside or anything like that. And so now not only is she taking that on, but she's trying to adopt that into the household. She's asked the staff to sign these documents, to sign these what do they call them? Agreements, basically, that they will not do this, not just in the house, but also on their days off. And the staff is kind of going crazy with that because they're like, I don't want to sign this. And so you have one of them who is, she's a brown nose. She's going to sign anyway. But anyway, so you kind of see all of that going on between Agnes and Ada. And so there's all of that. Then, of course, you have their niece. Their niece, who is Marion Brooke, who is played by Louisa Jacobson. This is actually Meryl Streep's daughter. Great job. She's doing a great job too. So she plays Marion Brooke on here. Now I'm so happy because Marion and Larry, who I have shipped since the very beginning of the show, is finally getting together. Now because last season Marion broke somebody's heart, she ended up telling the guy that wanted to marry her she wasn't going to marry him because she wasn't in it. She wasn't in it for love. And so now her and Larry are not getting together. And Larry don't care. Larry's like, look, let's go ahead and talk about this love. Let's go ahead and get things moving. And she's like, well, I don't want to be into scandal right now because let's just go ahead and take things slow because things were a little different back then. Anyway, so I'm really, really glad to see that. The other thing is, now Larry has taken an interest in one of the staff there, the Van Ryan staff. And so he has taken interest in his clock. I can't quite think of his name right now. Jack, he plays Jack. And he's taken interest in his clock. And so he built this clock from scratch and he's learning how to make it. So Larry is funding this thing, and now him and Larry are getting into business together. And this is really cool to see how they're coming up in different things, and Larry's really helping him. So now he's getting ready to become this man of means and stature and not just this little servant guy. Anyway, so there's that part. The part I wanted to get to, what I did see that I thought was so cool was a discussion that Mrs. Van Ryan had with Mrs. Scott's, with Scott's family, with Peggy Scott's family. And Peggy Scott's family is black. She's the black character on it. She's Miss Van Ryan's secretary. Her parents came in. Her mother was going down to because this is the 1800s. She was going down in the servants' quarters to go ahead and meet their daughter because their daughter was sick. The husband was like, no, we're going in the front door. They invited us. And so as they came in, they did ended up coming through the front door. Now the Van Ryans, which kind of surprised me about Agnes, is because Agnes is so rigid. I was quite pleasantly surprised to see that Agnes is actually not a racist. She actually likes, she likes other people. She believes in equality because that's how they were raised. And so hearing that discussion where they were actually sitting in her living room talking with her, some of the staff was kind of like, oh my gosh, there are black people upstairs, And so just seeing that, just being very comfortable to the point where Peggy's parents were like, this is different. Because her father was a slave, was a former slave. So anyway, seeing that whole discourse was really cool. There was that part. But we're going to get to the good stuff now. The good stuff. Let's talk about the Russells. Let's talk about the Russells. Now, in the last season, of course, Bertha, who is the queen of the house of the Russell household, she has designed to get her whole thing is, let me get my children people of means, let them get them to a good future, get them into power and all these other kind of things, and marry good, strong, wealthy people. Well, she's focusing on her daughter. She somehow got it linked up where her daughter, she's working out a deal with the Duke of England, Hector, and she's trying to get her married to him. In her mind, she's going to get them married because of course, for them, that means greater stature. And she says, I'm doing this for her, and I want her to be happy, and I want her to be wealthy, and I want her to be a woman of power, and X, Y, and Z, and boom, 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 boom. But while she's saying that, there's also still a part with Bertha where it's just, she greedy. Bertha's greedy. Bertha is a trip. I like Bertha in the first season, but now I'm starting to realize Bertha is a mess. So anyway, now you got her husband, who is George Russell. George is, he's handling his business. He's a railroad man and real wealthy and all these kinds of things. And she's doing her thing in the house and taking care of the kids and everything like that. Well, their daughter, Gladys, is coming to George and telling George, yo, mom is up to, I'm paraphrasing, mom is up to some shady stuff. Mom get ready to try to get me married off here somewhere, and I ain't got no time for all of this. I'm in love with somebody else. Well, Bertha ain't having that. Bertha ain't having her marry a guy who's just well off. She wants her to marry a prince. She wants her to marry royalty. And so she will do whatever she can to stop their daughter from marrying that guy. And she did. In this episode, you'll see she did. She twisted and turned all kind of stuff. She said George was saying stuff George didn't even say. So the next thing you know is now the prince has showed up. The Duke has showed up from England, because in the newspapers and in society, they're saying their daughter and the Duke are engaged. George didn't know anything about this. Her brother Larry didn't know anything about this. And surely Gladys didn't know anything about this. And so now the thing is, Bertha is making this out to be some big fictitious story. Oh, I don't know. It's society. You know how society talks and gossip and everything like that. She set those wheels in motion. Now, check this out. The Duke shows up at their house. And she made it known to everybody. The Russells, the Astors, and everybody. She'd have made it known that he was coming. He comes to their house, and he comes with his lawyer. And so George, Larry, and their daughter Gladys are standing there at the door, and they're like, hey. And he comes in, and he's like, oh, I brought my lawyer. And so George is like, why'd you bring your lawyer? And so he looks at Bertha like, what's going on here? And Bertha's just weaving her little stuff. Oh, it's okay. It's just a little formality, this, that, and the other. And so now Gladys is really scared, because she's like, yo, I don't want to marry this man. But Bertha's got this thing going, but I think George is going to stop her in her tracks. And it's going to lead to some clashing between those two, because she's doing a lot of underhanded stuff behind George's back, and she ain't telling all the story and all this. She weaving and working stuff around. And her daughter done told her, Mom, I don't want to marry somebody I don't love. George promised her that she could marry for love and not for money. So now there's that. And so everybody's coming after Bertha after this whole thing. But I love how Larry how he in a very respectful way gets with his mother. He gets with her. He's on her. He is like on her because he knows she's sneaky. He knows she be doing some stuff and he be on her. But it's just really interesting to see how all of this stuff is going to come to a head. In that last episode, you saw them walking into the dining room and things like that, and Breath was like do 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 do, and George and Gladys are like. So show is great. I'm loving this show, man. So anyway, that is pretty much all of everything. I am excited that they have added an addition to this show, who is my girl Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable. Y'all know how I feel about that woman. She has been added to this show. I know she is going to bring a dynamite thing to this show. I think she is the new doctor's mother or something like that, a grandmother, something like that. I don't know, but we'll find out. Anyway, guys, this is really ramping up to be something else, and I'm really enjoying this show. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Sorry I went a little bit longer than I expected, but I just had to give you all the stuff that was in this. Man, check it out. Let me know if you've seen it. If you've seen it, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you enjoying the show? Are you pro Bertha or are you pro George? Like, because that's what it's going to end up coming down to. It's going to end up being a battle where, oh yeah, I gotta stop into this too. Aurora, who is Agnes's cousin, her husband goes away. He comes back. He goes away for a little while, comes back, and she's glad to see him. She's like, hey, babe, da 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 da. Paraphrasing. He's like, I want a divorce. And she's like, what? And so he tells her, I've been seeing somebody, da da da. He's like very open and very just matter of factly about it. Yeah, and I want a divorce and I want to marry her and I want to be with her. And, you know, we've tried and while all of this is crumbling her, because back in that time, to be a woman, if you were divorced, you was out of society. And these are some high society women. If you were divorced, you were out of high society. They looked down on you and those particular things. So with her, she's like thinking, first of all, I'm going to lose my marriage. I'm going to lose my status. And he's doing this, and her husband he's really being a jerk about this whole thing, man. He's really being a jerk. He brought the girl to her party. He brought the girl to his wife's party. You know, like, so this is getting crazy. This is really getting crazy. But anyway, yeah, guys. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think if you have seen this. You know, the Gilded Age. My daughter Chandel got me hooked on this show. I actually wasn't even gonna watch it, but I do like period films and stuff like that. I'm a big historian, and so I watched it one day and I got immediately hooked to it. So it's really good, and I like a lot of the continuity that they do too. Like, they really make sure that there's good continuity. Like, you can look up some of the stuff that they're talking about and see that in history as well, and even some of the characters they talk about and how they reference certain things. Anyway, guys, that is my show. I love that show. Check it out. Hit the like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is D Mace of D Mace's The Rant. This is the Rant Nation, man. Get your tickets for Superman. I don't care what nobody else saying. They get bashed and talk bad about it. Let me see this movie for myself. I'm going to give it a chance. Come on, y'all. And I got high hopes for it. Maybe not high. Maybe mid. Yeah, I got mid hopes for it. I ain't low. I got mid hopes for it. This is going to go high when I see the movie, because it's going to be good. Anyway, guys, have a good night.